I'll take you through why I'm here and what exactly they do. I'm sure you're wondering what's behind me. Well, this is where the action starts, where the natural things they put into their spices come in, and then the process starts. I'll be right back. I am Vivian Kai Loco. Stay with us.
My name is Lydia Safwa. I'm from Safusco Ghana Limited. I'm the managing director for the company. I'll commend MasterCard Foundation and Absa Bank for the 10% loan for women-led businesses and agri-businesses, because this facility came in at the right time for Safusco. The facility helped us to get machinery for our detergent powder and other raw materials to help us come out with 3 products: the detergent powder, the African black soap, and the bleach. We were able to employ 15 youth in addition to our working force, and this has really helped boost our productivity and revenue as well. Annually, we organize the Global Hand Washing Day in schools within our vicinity. We hope to make sure that Safusco helps to combat diseases from the schools. We are trying to have volunteers within the school. Those volunteers will help make sure that the project is being sustained in the school.
Welcome back. So it's Sankofa Spices, and it's a spice processing plant. So it means that you have the smell and all that. And because we are going to a processing facility as well, we need to wear the appropriate gear. That's why you see me in my PPE. And one of the things I have to put on as a newbie to the spicing industry is to wear my mask as well, because of the strong smell. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to introduce the guy behind what we see here. And then we'll start from there. So whilst I'm wearing my mask, hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to be here.
Welcome.
Thank you, and thank you for having us come into this space. I'm going to first ask, I see some boxes and all that. Well, what is happening here?
All right, so this is the beginning of everything we do.
Okay.
This is the warehouse for raw materials and some packaging materials.
Okay.
So that's why you see the cartons here, and then you see some of the raw materials that are just coming from the farm.
Okay. So processing is a big thing. We can walk through now. It's a big thing, and we see quite a few people attempting to enter into the industry. We see more people in the main value chain do the agriculture proper, but now we are seeing shoots of people going into it. Let me start by asking why you decided to go into the value addition and processing, for that matter.
Okay, so I mean, the genesis of our business was to create a food company. And so we were looking at where we could build capabilities that would allow us to scale. We looked at farming and we looked at processing, and we realized that in between, we had an opportunity to do something different with spices and other farm products. And that's why we chose to go into the processing space.
Okay, and how long ago did this beautiful thing start?
So we registered a company in 2014, but we actually started operations in 2017.
Okay. So I see this some loading from. So where are the natural spices coming from?
So about 70% of our spices come from local farmers in Ghana.
Okay.
But there are some particular spices that we don't produce in Ghana, so we bring them from outside.
Okay.
But majority of the spices come from Techiman, from our farm plains and other parts of the country.
Right.
So when they come, we offload them, and then we take them to the raw materials warehouse.
Okay. So we're going in here. So you're talking about the natural spices from the Techimans and all that.
Yeah.
Which ones? This is garlic?
No, so we
ginger?
have garlic, we have ginger, we have a strawberry from Wisa, prekese, nkiti, rosemary, bay leaf, and the rest. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I can smell the spice.
Yeah, because everything is natural. I mean, we use real spices, you know, so that's why you can smell it that way.
Right, okay. So you decided some years back to go into this space because you felt that being in that space was better. How has the journey been for you so far?
Well, it's I mean, like every other business, it's been difficult, it's been challenging, but it's also been worthwhile. I mean, we started from a fairly humble beginning.
Okay.
So we actually started from my grandmother's house,
Okay.
from her dining room, and then we're milling right under her stairs. And with time, we have evolved. So we've taken it a journey at a time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And between that point from grandmom's place to here, how has the journey been like for you?
Well, like I said, I mean, it's been quite intriguing. There were a lot of things that we didn't know when we started, new discoveries every day. But that's how we position the company, to learn and to improve by the day. And so generally it's been typical of a normal business, nothing extraordinary, but we take it a day at a time.
All right. So what is going on here?
So this is a platform where after we have received the raw materials, we do all our quality checks, right? Once we finish doing the quality checks, the materials are brought here. This is where we do the main formulation. And that is why you get a variety of soup, chicken, stew, and all that. So this platform is where the magic really happens.
Okay. Okay, so let's see what's next in the next place.
All right.
So we're still with Sankofa Spices. We're in the processing plant. Remember, our focus for today's edition of the City Business Festival, whilst we're looking at the agri industry, is to look at the processing part of some of the produce from the agri industry. That's why we've come to Sankofa Spice. So Nana, what is happening here?
Yeah, so once we finish the formulation, we do the mixing and the milling. So we formulate different spices. We use about 14 to 16 different spices. And then once we have formulated, it comes here for the milling and the mixing for us to get the final product ready for packaging.
Okay, so this is milling and mixing.
Yeah.
How many different spices do you have being milled and mixed here?
So we work with about 10 different varieties for the Sankofa and then 5 different varieties for the Dedel.
All right. So after this point, I see these bags contain the mixed stuff, right?
But we don't produce the Dedel here. That is from another plant.
Okay.
This one is solely for the Sankofa spice.
Okay. So I see a container being opened. I see some baling and all those things.
Yeah, so these are the raw materials that we use. The numbers that you see there is to identify the batch and the variety that we are working on. But you can see mainly it's all about pepper, bay leaf, coriander, rosemary, and all the natural spices. And we don't add anything else apart from the natural spices. So that's all we do.
Right.
So everything that you see here is 100% natural, coming from our local farms.
Okay. So how long does it stay on the shelf? Because it's dry, it can stay on for a very long time, right?
Because one of the things we check is the moisture. So once the moisture is right to the level that is required and accepted by FDA and Ghana Standard Authority and the Food Research Institute, it can stay on the shelf for about 2 years or more.
Okay. And what are these bags?
Yeah, so once they are milled, we hold them here for them to be tested in the lab for microbials and other things that could go wrong before we pass them for packaging.
Okay. All right. So what is he doing over there?
Yeah, so they mainly take records of everything that we do. Records is one of the critical things of our business because of the different varieties and the different things we do. So they do the record taking before the information is passed on to the packaging to work with.
Okay. So we move now to the next
packaging
one.
floor.
Okay. So we're still at Sankofa Spice and we're looking at the processing part of agriculture and using spices as our focus for today. I'm still with Nana. He's taking me through the issues in the industry, the processes and all that. Nana, what's happening here?
Yeah, so this is where we do the packaging. Once the spices are formulated, they are mixed and then milled, and all the quality checks are done. This is the final stage. So this is where we do the packaging. So we have the packaging machines that are dedicated to the varieties that we produce. So the spices is fed into the machine, and then the packaging materials is worked on, is fully automated, and then the product comes out as the final.
All right. Now, for somebody watching and wanting to go into the processing part, what are the main components of elements of processing in this industry?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the first thing is paying attention to details, quality, safety, because at the end of the day, it's food that you are producing. So attention to details is quite critical. And that forms the basis in my view.
Okay.
You know, because you can do everything, but when you don't pay attention to what you're doing, then you'll be giving the customers the wrong products.
Yeah.
So quality and attention to detail is quite critical to what we do here.
A lot of people are afraid to go into the industry because of the capital intensiveness of it. I see equipment, I see you're infusing a lot of technology, and this is a whole different ball game. Tell us how that whole element is crucial and why people find it difficult to go in there.
All right, so I think capital will always remain a problem in industry. But for somebody trying to start it, just like starting anything else, you have to start from somewhere. We didn't get up one day to get to where we are. We started from somewhere. But along the way too, you have to make yourself available to strategic partnerships. We've had some investments coming from local investors. For example, we had a good partnership with Quick Angels, which has been very fantastic in terms of the relationship we have and the funding that came in the very early stages. So that gave us a good start, you know. So I think sometimes people are a bit skeptical about partnering with others. But indeed, if you really want to go far and go fast, partnership is quite critical, you know, and that has been the bedrock of what we do. So we have different products and we have different arrangements or structures that enables us to work together. And the banks have also been quite helpful. Not too helpful, but at least to some extent.
But access to equipment, how easy is it knowing what equipment to go into? I mean, the research involved in this whole equipment part too.
Yeah, I think one thing that we have been lucky with is the kind of people we have working with. We have really good people and they are really smart and dedicated to what we are trying to do here. So the research comes quite seamlessly because they are committed to what we're doing and they know exactly what they do. I am not a food person, but I have great people who understand the food space and understand the machines and their advice, and I try to take their advice every day.
And then manning the equipment. Do you put that into consideration when you're buying the equipment? Because some of the equipment can be very not very friendly to use, very technical and all that. What goes into that as well?
Yeah, so we have engineers in-house. We have about 6 full-time engineers. They work 24/7 with our team, so they understand the machines. And because they are in-house, they are always with the machines. And so, as the saying goes, a machine is an engineer's best friend. Yeah. So they get to know the machines and they're able to operate them better.
Now, I'm looking at your machines. You were telling us earlier that you've come through to different stages, starting from another and then to these modern ones. Take us through that.
Yeah, so we started off with one machine. It was a very outmoded machine, let me call it one, because we lacked the cash to do it. But with time and with advice, we've been able to migrate into more
modern ones.
Yeah, more modern ones, and ones that are more automatic in their performance.
Okay, so take us through what is happening here. I see the machines in use, but I see some of the workers, you know, feeding it. How does that work?
Yeah, so once the raw materials or the meal spices are certified by a quality team, they are brought in here, and all the materials you see are in batches. They have different batches and different codes, representing different materials or different varieties, different times of production, and they are all queued. Okay. So we have a software that guides the production process, which means that whatever is here is supposed to be here. Okay. And so you can see we have a very simple production space, but the complexity is in the back room. Okay. All right. So then we release what materials must be produced at the time that is supposed to be produced. So it's just in time. Okay. So whatever comes to the floor needs to be produced within the next 30 minutes to 1 hour. Okay. And then it is done. So once they are brought here, they are fed into the machine, and the machine takes it from there.
Okay. So I presume this is a 24-hour facility.
Yeah. So we do 24/7.
All right. Okay. So they put it into that, bring it out, and then what? Put it in the boxes, and that's it.
So once the product gets into the machine, there's no longer human interference. Okay. And then it comes out as a finished product in the sachets. Okay. And then the human beings take it from there, and then they package it for the market.
Oh wow! So Nana, your process looks pretty simple. Walking through your process, I feel I've done 4. The beginning where, and we can walk as we go. Yeah. The beginning where they brought in the things, then the storage to where they mix and check all those things, and then here, the machines, and then put in the boxes, and then ready for the market. So I have counted 4.
Yeah.
But in processing, is that really what it is?
No, it is not what you see. We actually have about 15 different steps and a lot of quality checks in between.
Okay.
Now the trick is planning. We are here because we spend a lot of time planning. And so when you look at our production system, you will see that's very simple, 4 steps to the eye. But behind the system is about 14 to 15 different steps. And in between are a lot of quality checks and a lot of checks to ensure consistency. So we do a lot of work behind the scenes, but it looks simple. And I think that was one of the things we focused on from day one. How do we move from the complex to simple? To enable the people that work to do it effectively and efficiently and at reasonable time. And those questions that we started asking very early on led us to develop systems, processes, and structures to get us to where we are. So it looks very simple, but it is not.
Okay. It's still the City Business Festival. I'm still at Sankofa Spices. I'm here with Nana. He owns the place. We'll take a quick break. Remember that our focus also for this year's edition is to bring you the practical feel of the agri industry, including the other elements in the value chain. So we brought you processing, we brought you the farm itself, going to the farm. We've taken you to other places to go through their value chain before they hit the market. And of course, today we are at Sankofa Spices. When we come back, we'll look at the other issues in the processing space. If you want to go into that space, what you're likely to encounter and how you can maneuver, speaking to the experts who have done it for years. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
She's coming. She's coming!
Oh, it's in. Right now, receive so! Boss, let's go back.
Here, take this.
She's coming.
I know. Go to the pharmacy now.
She's coming! Oh. She's here.
Pay faster, pay safer, and pay easy with Momo app. Download now and pay with the QR code, merchant ID, and so much more.
So it looks pretty simple, but pretty complicated from the back. They always say if it looks simple, a lot of work has been put in there. But there are other elements of processing that I'm going to talk to you about. One of is research, what goes into that, the labs and all that. So let's go in there and see that element as well. So Nana, I say we've come here. Where is this and what?
Yeah. So this is the quality lab.
Okay.
By in here we call it product and process integrity lab.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, the integrity of the products that go out are quite crucial to what we do. We produce food. So at every stage of our production, from the warehouse all the way through all the processing steps, require certain quality checks. So once you are here we check for a lot of things. We check for the moisture contents, we check for microbials and other things. I think the people who work here will be in a better position to explain to you all this.
So there's a lot of science in the processing. Isn't that the reason why a lot of people are running away from the processing? Because from what you're saying, a lot goes in here to make sure what you put on the market ticks all the boxes in terms of quality control, quality, everything.
Yeah, I mean, whatever we put out there is for human beings. We also consume it.
Yeah.
And so quality is quite crucial. I don't think it's scary. I think it's a necessary evil in the industry because we do food.
Yeah.
And so we invest a lot of resources and we try to get the right people to run the quality checks and make sure that the products that are going there are wholesome. And that's why we don't stop at quality, but we call it product and process integrity.
Okay.
Because the integrity of the product is what we are after. And so people must consume it and must get a full benefit of it without any side effect.
Okay.
And,
yeah, thank you. Let me speak to your lady, and you say this part is not your part again.
No.
So we'll speak to her to give us details. Now, quality control appears to be very important in what you do. Why?
Okay, so for quality control, we are mainly focused on the end products. That is our spices,
Okay.
the soup, the stew, the noodles, and then the all-purpose spices. And very important because we don't want food safety to be compromised. So we have to make sure that what we are doing here is of quality and it also meets standard.
Okay. So what exactly happens? I see
So-
a lot of labels. Do you remember what is,
Yes, these are our samples, okay, from the production floor. And we have labels on all of them. So for instance, you can see SGG here. It means ginger garlic.
Okay.
We also have SG here. It means stew. So we sample our products from the production floor. We bring them here for analysis. This is moisture analyzer. So we check the amount of moisture available in the products that can actually cause microbial growth. So if the moisture content is below 12, the product is okay. It's good for consumption. If it is above 12, it means that moisture content has been compromised. And so we have to take them back to the production floor for re-drying so that the moisture content can be reduced to below 12.
But sometimes you open certain products and it's very hard, or you can see the moisture in the. What happened along that line?
If the product is very hard, that means that the milling was not done properly. So we have to prompt those at the floor for them to do the milling well before we can actually proceed with the analysis.
Okay. Okay. And if it's moist, that means your quality was compromised at the point?
Yes,
right?
at the production floor, probably maybe from the raw material point to where they actually mill or mix the spices blends.
Okay.
And so for here, we have the natural ingredients like cloves, ginger, we have garlic, we also have anise seeds, thyme. So they all come together to form our spices blend. Yes, please.
So every second, somebody has to be here to make sure whatever is
Exactly.
going ticks their boxes here.
Yes.
Right, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, but then it's actually my work and it's fun doing this. That is my background.
All right, thank you so much, and keep up
You're
the
welcome.
good work.
Thank you for having me.
So
also.
processing is not easy, but it's worth it if you get it right. We'll move to another part of the whole process of processing to bring to your attention what you need to understand in this industry. Come along. To take us through the whole processing fraternity. So if you want to go into it, what it entails, and this is specifically to the food industry and spices. So now we've come to what you say the future. So where is this?
So this is what we call the Future Lab,
Okay.
otherwise known as R&D Lab.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's where we develop the next generation of products
Okay.
for the business.
So usually in this industry, that is necessary if you're looking medium long term, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's critical to us. I mean, it's very critical, and it's also very strategic, because we don't see ourselves as a spice company. We are a food company. And so we are looking at the entire food value chain,
Okay.
from the farm all the way to the plate.
So what goes in here? What goes
So
into this?
this is where we do a lot of experiments.
Okay.
So we experiment with raw materials, we experiment with packaging materials, and we just sort of play around.
I'm sure you experiment with equipment too.
Yeah, and with equipment. So, so we try what works,
Okay.
and then when it's working, we scale it, or we introduce it to the market. So this is where all the magic happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
So typically, what's been the shortest period you have finalized on a product, and the longest?
Okay, so
If you remember.
it's always between 3 years and 1 year. Yeah.
Wow.
Now,
Well,
some of the products go a long way. We
Yeah.
start all the way like 3 years ago, 4 years, and some we are still working on them.
Okay. Tell us more about the role of innovation in this business.
All right, so I mean, it's food, all right? The way people consume, the way they handle, the way they understand, and the way they use food. And so you always have to be evolving because people change. Their taste buds change, the way they see food changes, and so you have to be growing with time, which means that innovation is at the heart of everything we do. One of the first facilities we put up was this space.
Oh, wow.
Because for us, we may not be able to predict the future, but we can work our way into the future. And so innovation is quite at the heart of what we do.
Okay. Well, what do we have around here?
Yeah, so this is a spray dryer,
Okay.
and it's used to convert liquids into powder. All right, so it's one of the equipments we brought in our new products that we are developing. We've recently introduced a new product that's OCM cereals, where we've been able to take the normal Tom Brown, the oats, the wheat that we cook every day to make it easy to consume. So now we just have it in a sachet, you pour it, you add your hot water, and it's ready to eat. So this was one of the equipments we bought in an attempt to understand how we can convert liquids into solids.
Let's talk about the issue about the local industry and then moving to exports and all that, and how it is in this industry.
Yeah, I mean, for the food industry, there's opportunity everywhere. People eat all over the world.
Yeah.
And the good news is that across Africa, we have similar taste buds and similar cuisines. The same applies to those of our family members abroad. And so there's huge opportunity for the local markets, but there's even a bigger market out there that goes beyond Ghana.
Right. But in every sector, they say there are challenges, in the environment and all that. Walk us through some of the key challenges and how you feel that policymakers, etc., can look at these challenges to make the industry better.
All right, so the first thing is always funding.
Okay.
All right. And once you scale the funding level, then you look at other things. And funding in the sense that sometimes it's very difficult to get the funding that you require. There are no organized systems or structures that allow for startups to get funding.
Okay.
The requirements are a lot. There are very few companies or few investors that are willing to take the risk. I told you about my journey and the fact that we were very lucky. We got a very good investor at the beginning who understood the need for risk taking because a new venture could go anyway. And Ghanaians are quite reserved, so they are conservative, very careful. So
taking risks, actually.
Yeah, so sometimes it's quite difficult. You can also go to the market, like you have the stock exchange elsewhere. It's not as active as it is elsewhere. You've got to attain a certain level of revenue level before you can access funding. So funding was initially critical. It's still a challenge, but we are scaling it every day. Another area is people. And for me, I'm very big on people because everything we do here is done by people. Getting the right people, getting the right people with the right mental models and the right mindset. Sometimes it's tricky. There's this attitude that people expect something for nothing. People are not willing to put in the work. They are not willing to roll their sleeves and get dirty and do what is required. And the way people think. So that was a hurdle. And we identified that from day one. That one of our biggest challenge beyond funding was people, getting the people right. And so we are very heavy on training. We're very heavy on mentoring and things that will get people to think in the right places. I think the typical Ghanaian is quite smart and intelligent and can get things done.
Okay.
But sometimes the thinking is not in the right place.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I've been given something. So this is one of your new products, is it?
Yeah.
Well, what is in this?
So, I mean, the genesis of this company really started with tea, where we did moringa tea, lemongrass tea, and hibiscus. So what you're drinking here is tea leaves. It's our new product that we've introduced into the market. It's iced tea.
And it's really nice.
Yeah, so...
And it's got some spicy...
So this is sobolo.
Okay.
What we call sobolo, typically. So it's hibiscus and spices. So what we've been able to do is to take the capabilities we've developed in spices to convert it into a ready-to-drink beverage. Yeah, so and it's very healthy.
One of the things that was discovered here.
Was discovered here by the people here, young people here. I think the average age is like 28.
Oh, okay.
And they made it happen.
So. Right. Okay. So you're telling us about the two things. You're talking about funding the people, and what else?
Yeah. So it's funding people, and of course the general economic environment, which is unpredictable in most cases. But I guess that is something that business people should learn to deal with. So I don't really dwell on that. We spend a lot of time on our people all right? Because once you get the people right, everything works nicely because they get the things done.
In the economy, the city is doing pretty well now.
Yeah.
You're more on the local, but export.
Yeah. So
it's
yeah,
a dangly one for you.
There's always a trade-off. There's always a trade-off.
Yeah.
It's doing well for when you are importing machinery and raw materials and stuff, but it's also tricky when you are exporting because the value is sort of eroded because of the rates. And so it's just what it is, I guess. You've got to lose some to gain some. Yeah.
Well, what about infrastructure, power and all that? That's pretty expensive, right? The processing plant.
Power is always an issue, especially here, because we are connected to the Kaswa grid, and sometimes it's quite erratic. So we rely a lot on gensets to keep production going in a continuous fashion, and that is also very expensive to run. We've installed some solar facilities, especially in the accommodation where our associates and workers live. But then that's also very capital intensive. So power is always an issue. And it's okay when you know when it's going off so you can plan. But it goes on, the generator comes on, and then it goes off. Then the generator comes on again. So that on and off also affects your machines.
That's right.
And so you have to invest a lot of money in power guards to keep the power stable, even when it fluctuates. So that's an issue.
Okay, thank you. Now, let's stick a bit with innovation. I'm going to bring in a lady who is big in the value chain. Remember, we spoke to her earlier at Henry, where she plays a role in SMEs also along that value chain, how they can make things better for themselves. And with the big boys and girls, she's also there because an aspect of her business also looks at innovation. So let me bring in Mavis. Mavis, you're here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Innovation. How does your initiative tie up in all of this to make the industry a good one?
Well, we want to make it easy for agribusinesses. We all know that they have so many challenges, right from sourcing of raw materials and even having the right skills, the right competencies, the right technologies, and the right mindset around innovation. I believe that research should translate into outputs that industry can adopt. And over the years, we know that there's been such a wide gap between industry and research or innovation. So really, we're just here to bring the two closer to each other. We leverage on research, on technology, on innovation to come out with outputs that MSMEs can adopt, so it's easier for them. You don't have to figure it out all by yourself.
How has that journey been? Because that's a pretty huge one you're working on.
It's been an interesting and fulfilling journey. The reason being that coming from background of research and academia, I was a principal research scientist previously, and being able to see how my research can now end up, from farm to plate is really fulfilling. So for me, quality is big, nurturing as well as innovation. So that's what I bring to the space, to help agribusinesses to leverage on these three and then make sure that they can come up with products that consumers would like. But we figure it out for them.
For people who are interested in wanting to be part of what you do, to help what they are doing, how do they get in touch with you?
We are all over. If you want to, come to us, it's quite easy. Call us on 0244 646016. We're around Chado Roundabout, the Mpuntu Technologies building. But the amazing thing is we are bringing our skills and expertise to you. We are organizing in July, which is next month, from the 9th to the 12th, an agribusiness launchpad and an accelerator program, where we're going to help SMEs like yourself, you watching out there, thinking, I have a product idea, I want to go into agribusiness as a second income or as a main income, or maybe you're on pension and you want something to do. This program is designed for you. We're working with City FM, Channel 1 TV, to make sure that you can get this message and sign up. Go to our website, www.impactfoodhub.com. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mavis, and thank you to Nana. Thank you guys so much. So that's it from here, taking you through the processing part of agriculture, taking you into the factory to experience, if you want to go into that sector, what it entails. I am Vivian Kai Loco. We'll see you again another time. Bye-bye.
Tasty Tom is giving out cash in the Tasty Tom Juiceika promo. Just check under the lid. When you buy a big can of Tasty Tom tomato mix, you can win from 5 Ghana cedis to 10,000 Ghana cedis cash with over 70,000 cash prizes available. Present your winning lead at any of our distributors' points nationwide to redeem your cash instantly through mobile money or call toll-free line 055 66 38794 for assistance. Promo lasts from now to March 2025. Terms and conditions apply. This advert is FDA.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Avoiding injuries, easy. Winning, easy. But you know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water, then sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy, made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Once upon a time, in the heart of Accra, a man in his fancy car sought directions. But oh, the Ghanaian way.
Hello, bro. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you please show me where the Presby Church is?
Oh, sure. Go straight. Turn left at the big mango tree with the broken branches with most of the mangoes falling. Right after that tree, there is a watch cellar. If you reach, ask there. Anybody will show you.
When the Black Stars stick to the field, every Ghanaian becomes a coach. Why Fatika want to be dribble? The coach must go. The sacred cue for our beloved Gobe. As we wait patiently, rehearsing the perfect vibe.
Have you acted? Mami Gobe Nubu, the Kokono. One Garino.
These, my dear ones, are some few moments that makes our Ghana truly special.
And as we share these stories, let us also remember a plate of lily rice, connecting our hearts through the flavors of our culture. Lily rice, ye nimno free tete. This advert is FDA approved.
You lead, always for the one. Can we turn up? Can we turn up? Can we turn up? Can we turn up? Hey!
What is that sound?
He really moves up. This is what it says. I know he loves me. I know he cares. Whenever I call, he always is right there. In times of trouble, he is my help. Yeah, I know no fear. I know he'll be right there. Hey, he really does what he says he will do. My God really moves. Oh, hey, why would I doubt when he always comes through? My God really moves. Oh, he really moves. Oh, come on, sing the verse, y'all. I know he loves me. I know he cares. Whenever I call, he always is right. When I'm in trouble, he is my help. And I know no fear. I know He really, really moves, oh. He really comes through for me, oh. Every time, on time, every time. Come on, this your part. Come on, let's say. Remember, you're always on time. You can't do no wrong, oh, Mema. Come on. You leave the 99, always for the one, oh, Mema. You're the God who does good, always on time. You can't do no wrong, oh, Mema. Yeah, Baba, Baba, leave the 99. Come on, oh, Mema. You're always
Well, it's my pleasure to wish Channel One TV to congratulate it on its 7th anniversary. I mean, like I said earlier, only 7? It doesn't feel like it's been only 7 years, you know, and I'm so proud of Samuel, who is my friend and my fellow. We're both fellows of the Aspen Institute, the Aliwa Leadership Program, which is a West African class. And I'm glad for the voices that continue to challenge, to inform, and to educate. And I know that there can only be great things ahead. So from me to Channel One, greater things ahead. May the Lord make a way for you, and that you will continue to grow and grow and grow and be a blessing, not just to Ghana, but to the rest of the world with your voice. Thank you.
My name is Nokodia, a communication specialist and a key player in the Marcom industry. I'd like to wish Channel One a very happy 7th anniversary. I believe that it's a channel that has come a long way within these last 7 years. Clearly, there's a high degree of professionalism in the quality of a reportage within the news and current affairs arena. The team are clearly very full of ideas, full of quality in terms of their delivery. And I'm sure that there are other opportunities that are being tapped into the direction of the channel. All I can say is that well done for what you've done so far. I believe the sky's the limit. Go out, try and introduce content that is relevant to the arena in which you are playing. Continue to strive for excellence in everything you do, especially in terms of the quality of delivery, the quality of programming, and we're all watching the space to see what comes next within the arena. But to every member of the Channel One team, you continue to do your best, and we are proud of every moment that we watch you day after day. All the best, and kudos to all of you.
As France ambassador to Ghana, I'm delighted to say a few words on the occasion of Channel One TV's anniversary. Channel One TV does a very good job to inform the Ghanaians. I congratulate you for this important role and wish you all the best for the next coming years. The media plays a very important role in disseminating information, debate, and the exchange of opinions, as you do on Channel One TV. Today, this role is all the more essential as we face up to the problem of disinformation, which is a real threat to democracies. So, the anniversary of Channel One TV is an opportunity for me to send this message. I hope that the media in Ghana will continue to do their job with lucidity, that they can continue to entertain their citizens, but also inform them in an objective manner. It's crucial for all countries. It's crucial for Ghana. Happy 7th anniversary.
In this special day, I would like to congratulate and wish happy birthday to Channel One TV. They are celebrating their 7th anniversary. This is a great achievement. I would like to say I have a special feeling for this channel because I've been invited on many occasions to share stories on the relations between EU and Ghana, from job creation, from trade, from security, from entrepreneurship, education. We have a lot to work together between the European Union and Ghana, but the viewers, the public cannot access those stories if media houses like Channel One TV don't share them. So I would like to thank them. I would like once again to congratulate them and wish them well for the future.
The way to go with media in the world, across the world now, is not just the FMs and airwaves. The development includes the video, the vision aspects. And also we are into the digital age. So it's not surprising that we now talk of Channel One as part of the evolution of the development of the City FM. And I wish you very well. You should do everything to stay abreast with the rapidly changing technologies and developments globally. Because the world is shrinking under the rapidly changing technologies. Well, we learn of the disinformation, misinformation, which I believe are not good things for the stability and proper development of human societies. Truth should still, I believe, be the core of the business of trying to inform people for development. So I would urge that the media population should be well trained ethically. I was going to say morally, but that perhaps might move even into religion. But ethically, you should be very professional, and that your training should try to focus on professionalizing the reportage, which should be central to your business. And you should also know that the world is also very fast opening up, very fast opening up across the board. It's like one globe, what happens here is instantly recorded to the farthest end of the planet. So on that basis, competitiveness, it should be the order of the day, but on, as I say, truth, not on so much on sensationalism. I tend to believe that your field is perhaps the fastest way to impart knowledge and to help open up the brain, the intelligence of humanity. So even as I talk with you, I'm part of a project which I hope will come up acceptably in the nearest future. It's about a project we call the Africa Public Interest Media Initiative. We've been working at it for the past 5 years. And centrally, we've been trying to help through the media to make our continent, Africa, tell a story to the rest of the world. So far, it's been outside world telling about Africa. And unfortunately, it hasn't told it in objective and truthful way. When they report, even when they've got something good to report about, they always make sure there's some sting in the tail, as they say, about Africa being poor, being full of conflicts and disease and poverty and that sort of thing. We've got so many positive things to tell about our continent and about ourselves. So we take a respected niche in the global context as Africa and as the peoples of Africa. And we can do that fastest through the media. So I think the media community should have this at the also back of their minds and consciences, so Africa can tell the story appropriately. I congratulate you. Channel 1 sounds new to me, but I'll take you back to the days of City FM. Those times, my friend Mika Matefio, Ata Mensa, who's a virtual son, were the people I sort of linked with, and I always take pride in telling people I was there at the launch of City FM, which has now matured to have its own television stations, including Channel 1. So I wish you very well, great success, mature to the forefront of the media community to impart information, entertainment, reportage, shun of misinformation, disinformation, which might lead to negative ends that shouldn't be the objective of your efforts. So I wish you very well.
After this fufu and pepper soup, I go score goals like them the dash points.
Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Good for your jollof, stew, soup, shito, spaghetti, and noodles. Kivo hot pepper. Moko show.
I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Once upon a time, in the heart of Accra, a man in his fancy car sought directions. But oh, the Ghanaian way.
Hello, bro. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you please show me where the Presby Church is?
Oh, sure. Go straight. 10 left at the big mango tree with the broken branches with most of the mangoes falling. Right after that tree, there is a watcher cellar. If you reach, ask there. Anybody will show you.
When the Black Stars take to the field, every Ghanaian becomes a coach. Why Fatika on to be dribble? The coach must go. The sacred cue for our beloved Gobe. As we wait patiently, rehearsing the perfect vibe.
Mami Gobenu, the cocono. One Garino.
These, my dear ones, are some few moments that makes our Ghana truly special.
And as we share these stories, let us also remember a plate of lily rice, connecting our hearts through the flavors of our culture. Lily rice, ye nimno free tete. This advert is FDA approved.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes.
He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used,
the more money he makes.
Oh yes. So, what are you waiting for?
Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money.
Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Avoiding injuries, easy. Winning, easy. But you know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water, then sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy, made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.